Today we're going to renovate this bathroom. It's a small bathroom. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of these holes. We're going to fix the wall. Some part of the wall had the remnants of wallpaper. As you can see, the peel, that's not the peeling of paint. It's actually the wallpaper. Someone had removed the wallpaper. They didn't do a good job removing it. Some of the glues are still there. That's why it's very important when you remove a wallpaper, make sure you take the glue out as well. So some people left the glue and they painted over it. So now you got, peeling paint. So I started off with disconnecting all the water supply. I shut it down, disconnect the water supply and the drain so that I could remove the sink. I remove the sink over there and the toilet bowl. There's usually some water there. You flush it down, then I put some rags. And the next thing you do is you prep the floor. I don't want to damage the tile. So I prepped the floor, covered it up because I'm going to repair this wall. Plus, I'm going to do some scraping. I'm going to wet the wall to remove that paint. Not the paint, the wallpaper glue. So what I did was I mixed up inside here the water and a vinegar. I find the water and vinegar mixed together works well to peel off any wallpaper glue. So anywhere that I see there's a remnants of wallpaper glue, I'm just spraying this mixture of vinegar and water. So I go with 50-50. 50% of the bottle is vinegar and 50% of the bottle in there is water. So that works. That combination works well for me. So after I finish spraying, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. And you see the outlet there? I've already turned off the circuit breakers. So that's very important. If you have the covers removed from your switch or your outlet or any electrical boxes, please turn off the circuit breaker because if this water falls in there, you'll have spark, arcing, and fire. So I had already turned off the circuit breaker. So you see how easily it peels off? There's some wallpaper remaining there because this part was behind the sink. So it's peeling off very well. And I wish the person did not paint over the glue because that's what makes the job a little difficult. Had the paint wasn't there, just the glue, I would just spray and the glue would just come off. So you just keep on scraping it down. So look out for a video in the future from my channel. I'm going to share some tips on how to take the wallpaper out and the glue, because sometimes the wallpapers are easy to take off, but people forget the glue is still there, so you got to get that off. So now I did most of the scraping, most of it came out. As you see, some of the walls are somewhat damaged, but that's no big deal. That's a plaster wall. We'll just repair it with the plaster. So that shouldn't be it. But the thing is, you have to wait. You see, once the wall dry, then we're going to come in with the plaster and we'll repair it. Right now, just wiping it down for any residual debris or anything like that with a damp rag, so that when the wall is ready, I will be able to just come in and plaster it. I mean, you don't have to wait for it to dry completely. I prefer it to wait, and let it dry completely so the plaster will stick, the way I want it to be. So this is what it looks like. If you look at the floor, a lot of scraping I had to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover up all the holes, all the damaged wall and everything else with the plaster. Now you find this plaster in any hardware store. It's specially made for a sheetrock wall. So just sometime you have to go over the same spot multiple times. So what I do is I'm just gonna go put one layer of it right now, so that as the wall is drying, the plaster will dry, and you will see it. That some of the wall would need second application. So after it dries, just go over it with it again, second times or third times, until you're satisfied, And then what you want to do is, you see that smooth finish? Always leave the wall with smooth finish. This way, when it's time for you to send, you minimize the time you spend sending. Because if you just leave it like that, like so, and let it dry, you would have to send. It'll require your time and effort, and you're wasting plaster as well. So when you apply it, as you see I'm applying it, leave the wall smooth. So when you come back with a sand paper or sand sponge, your life will be much easier. So I'm done here. After it dries, if I see it fit for another application, I probably do, or I'll just sand it and prime it, because at this point it's plaster now, so it's like I have a new wall, so I would prime it. So this is what I'm using, all purpose. So now it's time for sanding. I've tried grid sand. I didn't like it, so I've been using this sponge sanding for a few years now, and I like it because depending on the wall, you could add pressure or reduce pressure, and it's easy to handle, and it does better job. I think overall, this type of sand paper does a better job than traditional one with the metal grid that had sand, or the sandpaper itself that is used for wood. You could still use it for the wall, but those you cannot reuse. This one I use again and again until the friction is not there. So this particular one I just opened up today, but my next projects I'll be using it until it smooths out. And it's very important that you wait for the plaster to dry, because if you don't, what's going to happen is your sandpaper or the sand sponge that you are using, it's going to get the plaster is going to get stuck on it, and you won't be able to use that sandpaper or sand sponge to continue. So because only time you want to sand is when it's dry already. So it's already dried, and what I did was I already wiped down the wall as well. I wish I recorded it, but after you finish sanding, wipe the wall down with a damp cloth or towel. Make sure all the particles that you sanded off from the plaster is off the wall, because you don't want to cover that up with your primer. Then you're not going to have a smooth surface. So wipe it down, take your time, then prime it. So I've already finished priming, waited for a couple of hours. It's dry already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the edging. I'm going to take this brush, I'm going to edge it with the paint that I want to use. So I'm in this particular case, I'm using a white paint. So I'm just going to go get to the difficult parts already, the edging. So I'm just going to get it done with the brush. So when I come with the roller, I save so much time. And I could always touch up with the brush again later on. So this is how I like to do it. But there, you could just roll on first with the roller and then come with the brush. That's up to you. All right. It's completely your choice. So we're ready for the roller right now. So I pour some paint on the roller, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint. Now, after painting, this particular paint doesn't have prime mix, I believe, because I like to buy paint separate. If I see it needs a second coat, I'll put a second coat, because remember, this wall, I had to treat it, so I want to do a good job sealing it as well. So I'm sealing it with the plaster, I'm sealing it with the primer. Now I'm going to do a good job of sealing with the paint as well. So far so good. This is what it looks like. Waiting for the paint to dry. As the paint starts drying, things are starting to look good. So now I have this old tile that I want to get rid of. I got a new wall. I'm going to put new appliances, and new fixtures, new faucet. Everything's going to be new. I may as well get rid of this tiling. So this borders over here, I'm just tapping it with a pry bar, and it's coming right off. So that's an easy to do item right there. Now, different project might be different. This particular case, the individual whoever installed this many years ago, they installed the tile right on the sheetrock wall, so I was able to take it right out. Depending on what situation you have, but you have to get to the basics anyways. I wish I could show you how I replaced the tile on the floor, but I didn't record it. Next time I'll make a video on how to install tile. So these cabinets I already had bought on the hardware store, and I got the sink. I've already installed it, and I just got to connect the drain and the supply to it. Then we'll be ready to go. This video was about the appearance, so I'm not going over how to connect the pipings and do the plumbing. So I installed this mirror, but I'm not really liking it. I might replace it later on. So I got a small video of how to apply the grout. So I got the grout already pre-mixed. You could get two types of grout, the powderish one or the ones already made. So I just wanted to show you that you could use a sock or a rag to install the grout. If you don't have that grouting tool, there's a special tool you could use, which I recommend to use it. But I just wanted to show you that how simple this job is. You don't really need it unless you are doing something big. This project is very small, and I don't have one handy, so I'm just using a piece of rag. In this case, I found a small sock to use for this application. I mean, it did the job, so I didn't want to go stop work and buy one. So I have a sock laying around, and I'm using it to apply grout. There's nothing wrong with that. You could even use a rag like that. So I'm using this rag to wipe down. After I applied it, wait a few minutes and wipe it down. Read the instruction on the container where you bought the grout from. Every container has instruction on how long to wait. So whatever the product is asking for, so wait that long and then you wipe it down. And after you wipe down, your grouting is done. But be sure not to walk on the floor. There's about 24 to 48 hours dry time, so you let it dry. So this is what the finished product looked like. I ended up replacing the mirror. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your family and friends. Thank you for watching.